Unit 1, Kyushu 4. Content objective. Why are some human actions not sustainable? I can statements. 1. Describe the 3 pillars of sustainability. 2. Compare, contrast possibilism and environmental determinism with human interaction on Earth. 3. Give specific geographical examples that support question 2. 4. Describe the 3 abiotic physical systems. 3. Explain how the biosphere interacts with Earth's abiotic systems. 6. Compare ecosystems in the Netherlands and southern Florida. Sustainability and resources. Humans have renewable and non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, they have an expiration date. They have carrying capacity that expires. Those are oftentimes, when we talk about energy, non-renewable sources would be coal, petroleum, and oil. And renewable they can be replenished or they can be renewed. Those are oftentimes they come in the form of regenerating in our biosphere, or they regenerate in our hydrosphere, or they regenerate in our atmosphere like air, hydrosphere, water, soil, and our biosphere. There are 3 pillars of sustainability. The first pillar is environment, meaning sustainable development can only exist through conservation, meaning you conserve the resources and maintain at this current level to reassure future generations have the same level through management of current resources, or preservation. That means preservation is when you restore more than what current conditions are. So there's greater amount for future generations. The second is the economy pillar. This is when you look at commodities and goods based on supply and demand, but also you want to minimize the costs on the environment. The third is the society pillar. A society, when we talk about wants of cultures in terms of food, clothing, and shelter, these are sustainable through not mass consumption, through necessary means. The UN pillars, we can see examples, considers sustainability the interaction of all 3: social, environment, and economic. We can see examples of environment in A, so plants and animals coexisting with humans and human activity. B, the social, with sugarcane farmers harvesting through maybe preservation techniques or conservation techniques so that they can have economic sustainability for quality of life, but also not diminish replenishing of the natural resources for this sugarcane production. And then C, you have economic pillar, so tourism. Again, can tourism be offered by minimizing the damage on the hydrosphere or the biosphere or atmosphere? All right, the abiotic system is non-living inorganic matter. That's our atmosphere, that's our hydrosphere, that's our lithosphere. And then the biotic system is the living organisms, humans and animals and plants on our Earth. We can see the interaction of all 3 abiotic systems and the biosphere. The abiotic system can be modified by humans, and oftentimes when we look at the biosphere, the most important change agent is humans. Atmosphere contains pollutants. There can be trouble in the atmosphere with breathing if it's compromised by pollution. Without water, humans cannot sustain life. Lithosphere, again, taking energy or resources, the non-renewable resources from the inner layers below our crust of Earth for energy. And then biosphere, that's going to be crops and nutrients found within that crop production that's needed for sustaining human life. The ecosystems, when we look at them, again, this is the modifying of the ecosystems. Can be modifying Earth through what is known as possibilism. That's when humans modify and change, such as in Netherlands, where they've modified and changed their waterways by creating polders, which is a landfill for draining water and creating more land. The Dutch have done this by also trying to reduce global warming and industrial pollution. Florida has the Everglades, and these are unsustainable modifications of the ecosystem. They drain portions of the Everglades, and pollution from runoff from cattle or grazing cattle pollutes the water in the Everglades. These are unsustainable modifications. So we can see two forms of modifications, possibilism, one sustainable in Netherlands and the other one unsustainable in Florida. Here shows an example. Here we can see the interaction between human activity and the physical environment being Whistler Mountain, which is economic activity is skiing in winter months. And the, again, interaction between the abiotic and the biotic systems. Here again is the modification in Miami, Florida. So when we think of Miami as a place, we can see the physical landscape. The ecosystem has been modified through possibilism techniques, modifying it for human economic activity and human movement through transportation systems. And we talked about unsustainable flood control. So, and you can watch the video if you choose. Environmental determinism is when humans adapt to their environment. The physical landscape oftentimes will determine how humans adapt to the landscape, whereas possibilism is when humans modify the earth. There are limitations, but they do modify the earth to best fit human activity, and that in possibilism is when we see the most important agent being human. Just take it right there. All right, and write a conclusion of these notes, and that will wrap up Unit 1 content for video notes.